Hello, everyone. Welcome back with IDRiM podcast here, recorded live from Samos, the IDRiM Conference 2025. As a special episode, we interview all the awardees that awarded in this conference. Now, with me is Dr. Saut Sagala from Indonesia, which is got an award of the Landmark Article Awards from IDRiM Journal, which all the articles since the IDRiM publications from 2011 that has reached a minimum of 50 citations. And the articles that has been awarded is the Understanding Preparedness for Natural Hazards, Cross-Cultural Comparisons. And it's written by Dr. Douglas Paxton, Dr. Nara Okada, and Dr. Saut Sagala. And now he's as a representative of the authors. We have Dr. Saut Sagala here. How are you feeling here, Mr. Sagala?
Happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
So my first questions is, how do you feel having this award for your articles that you have been written perhaps long time ago?
Yeah, to be honest, it's a surprise because I think we wrote the article over 10 years ago. I think it's among the first also article that I wrote in my careers. I think, and well, to me, the article is also quite personal because uh, we wrote together with Professor Douglas Paton, who already passed away 2 years ago. And the topic is about the disaster preparedness. It really touched upon how community works and build the resilience. And throughout the collaboration with Professor Douglas Paton and also Professor Noria Okada, uh, and now I understand that building community resilience is very important in the face of natural hazards or disasters. So by understanding about the variables related to community resilience, for example, on individual level, risk perception, risk communication, and many other things, will really help how to avoid and increase the capacity to deal with natural hazards. So I think the message of the article is clear, and it also affects not only at academic level, but also can help policymakers in building their measures to deal with disasters.
It sounds like something that, is still very pertinent today, probably more so than it was even over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So let's go back and turn the clock back over 10 years ago. Where did this idea came from, and how did you end up working with Professor Patron and
Yeah.
Professor Okada?
Thank you. That's again quite personal experience. I did my PhD in 2006 until 2009 under Professor Noria Okada. During that time, Professor Okada suggested me to work more about community resilience in Indonesia and also in Japan. I learned a lot about how there at the time there were still growing theories about community resilience. The one of the emerging tools at the time was from the approach of using psychometric to measure disaster preparedness. And Professor Douglas Paton is, I think, among the first who coined that topic until actually he passed away. And uh, during that PhD time, I contacted Professor Douglas Paton asking about uh, you know his paper at the time and how that method can be used for my PhD time back in 2006 2009. Since then, we collaborate. So that theory was first tested in Australia setting, in New Zealand setting, in Japan. But for my PhD, I use it in Indonesia, as I mentioned. And then Douglas also expanded that to Taiwan, which is part of the paper. It's comparison of 4 countries. So New Zealand, Japan, Taiwan, and Indonesia. And it gives different settings, but there are some commonalities, but there are some context and differences, which I think really important if we understand, we want to talk about community resilience.
Now, since it was the personal relations that made you grow and write this paper with about those two distinguished professors.
Yeah.
So after these papers, how about your collaboration with those two next? Is there any more paper that you actually produce after that, or projects, collaborations?
more,
Yeah.
more and more. I think with Douglas Paton, I wrote after that until around 10 papers at least, I think, in my collaborations. And just to give you a practical example, that he moved from, at the time he was still in Tasmania, and then he moved to Charles Darwin University in the Northern Territory, Australia. And we co-supervise PhD student together. So his student, Stephen Sutton, Australian, but he has interest to study in Indonesia on local knowledge and cultural setting in Aceh. If you remember 2004
Yeah.
tsunami, Indian Ocean, so there is one island, it's called Simulu Island, where it is very famous now for the UNDRR and also examples of community resilience dealing with tsunami, for example. So we went there. I went with the PhD students, and after that, we also, use, this time it's not psychometric, but it's more about the qualitative analysis, how stories, lullaby, can help community to deal with hazards, particularly tsunami. So we try to learn that, and then we publish a couple of papers together. So there's a couple of collaboration, and I like to keep update from time to time, even with Professor Norio Okada also, about my progress. And I work in the university, and I, been working a lot on risk management. So the topic is so much related with both distinguished professors. Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds like this paper and your collaboration, especially with Professor Paton, has very much inspired new students to do this. So that's fantastic to hear. What's next? Any plans to work again with Professor Okada?
Yeah. I look forward. I think by coming to this IDRiM 2025 in Samos in Greece, hopefully we'll amplify, we'll open for more. But I can tell I don't only work with Professor Norio Okada, but also the lab members at the time. There are a couple of people that I met here who were at the Okada lab at the time. And also, of course, I'm open with other collaboration through DPRI, through with other universities. And IDRiM, I think, has been consistently showing the enthusiasm and keep it as something that the message on the academic society, particularly on disasters management. So I would encourage to really connect with this society and hopefully open more collaborations to writing papers, grant proposals, and even students. And I can tell, for example, that during my 15 years career as a professor at university, that I already sent my students to Japan as well, and some of them already graduated. So that's continuing the process and building capacity as a researcher, particularly on disaster resilience.
Now, perhaps one last questions for you, since this is the award is basically awarding how this article has progressing smoothly throughout the years and attracting readers and more authors. Do you have any special tips for the young researchers that still building their career to have this kind of publications? What kind of recommendation you suggest for them?
Keep trying, keep the positive spirit, and try to connect with people, because you're building, relationship, and also how you connect and feel in each other.
Yeah.
And I believe, for example, in Greece here, when I come here, I understand that Greece is archipelagic country. It has similarities with Indonesia. It has tsunami, and yesterday the keynote speaker mentioned about the volcanic eruptions, earthquakes. It has some similarities, but the approach may differ. So by connecting like this, we may want to, go working together and help each other. And for that, you will get, more positive impact and also go further. Award is something that will come, after you continue your work. But the most awarding one for me is to get really positive feedback from people and people who read the paper, and also say hi and connect and collaborate for more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And they were great tips, because I think that for all of us who have worked in this field, we get pushbacks, and I think sometimes young researchers need to understand that this is not one of them easy routes.
Yeah.
And and basically just keep going, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Because eventually it's going to click. And when it clicks,
Correct.
you-
Well, if I may
Yeah,
speak more, I have experiences of getting papers rejected.
Mm.
But if you keep doing that, obviously you will get that maybe major revision. And major revision is something even good
Mm.
as a starter or something that you can push on, because then there is already like a positive feedback. Of course, you need to work on that,
Yeah.
but you will get the positive outcome later on.
yeah, because one tip I was taught is that failure is not a failure, it's a sign of progression.
Correct.
So everyone, that's it. Our interview with Dr. Sagala here. And as I mentioned, there will be more to come for the hours that we will interview. So stay tuned.